my family that have meant so much to me. So they're on the field, they're off the field, they're all parts of the game.
Good. What you? I'm moving up to Melita. Melita, what was it like within three athletes in that one roof?
Busy, but because my kids followed in their father's footsteps, really, and they decided to play football or soccer, however you prefer. What I found is that it brought them closer together. We spent a lot of time in the car commuting to different practices. And as a busy mom of three, I also work full time outside of the house. So what I love about soccer is there's a time limit on it. So I could schedule my carpools to get them to where they needed to be. And it was an intricate system that we managed. But looking back and looking at all the miles that we put on a car, I wouldn't trade those moments for anything. We spent a lot of time in the car together, and I got to hear what was exciting to them about playing soccer and them interacting with their friends. Malik's carpool put two kids at Princeton, one at Stanford, and one's a professional football player now, and Malik's a pro soccer player. So it just built some good habits, and it was just incredibly rewarding as a parent.
What core value did you focus on installing around?
Well, we started first with education. Hassan and I knew very early on that we were going to pour everything we had into our children. And so when they went to kindergarten, and all three of them could read, and we used sports as a way to help teach them time management, coping skills with disappointment, being better teammates, learning how to collaborate, and also setting big goals for yourself. We never discourage them from dreaming their biggest dream. And I always tell this story. Hassan told them at a very young age, uh, if you keep kicking this soccer ball, it's going to take you all over the world. And it certainly has. I think Brianna's been to, I don't know, 25 countries at this point. Malik's been to Europe and, the Caribbean, and Hassan has traveled with his collegiate team to Europe as well. So the beauty of soccer is that it's a global game. It teaches you that there's a dream bigger than yourself. But it's also important that my kids recognize that they were incredibly fortunate that Hassan and I were willing to sacrifice financially, time-wise, to help them pursue their dreams. And so I would say one of the greatest values we've passed on to our kids is that they owe something back to the community. They need to pay it forward and make opportunities for others to follow in their footsteps.
How did you keep the family balance with so many commitments?
I think we did a good job as a family focusing on what was important. Again, starting with education. If their education wasn't right, then they weren't going to be able to travel to their soccer practices and games. But luckily for me, I never had to worry about that. My kids were always focused. They knew that there was a bigger picture. They knew they were striving first to play collegiate soccer and second to play professionally, which they all did quite successfully. Um, and so we, as a parent, obviously it's just Hassan and I, we had to go into a zone defense. So what I taught my kids pretty early on is that I can't make everything, but what I can prioritize what's important to them. And so they started from a pretty early age. They would let us know when do they really want or need us on the sidelines, and then I would prioritize. And the other two understood that today it's Hassan's day, tomorrow it'll be Malik's day, the next day it'll be Brianna's day, and it's always Hassan Senior's day, but
Always.
Oh,
but we would balance it. And they're thankfully, I think honestly, as a parent, the thing that I'm most proud of is my kids' relationship with each other, and that they support each other, they help coach each other and guide each other. And because they've had three very different paths in the same arena, they can share insights about what it's like getting cut from teams or going into tryouts and succeeding, and how to fight from up top, and demanding, going after what you want, and really focusing all of your efforts on being the best you can be that day or that week, or that season.
How does it feel to see your children succeed today?
Oh, it's incredibly rewarding to see where my children are. They are by far my finest accomplishment. I think not only are they brilliant and beautiful because they're mine, but they're good people. And I love how they are community driven. They're politically active. They understand what's at stake. And more importantly, they are about growing the game of soccer. I grew up playing sports. I did not play soccer, but they grew up playing sports, and they understood that it's actually a privilege to have the ability to run and play a sport, whether it's basketball or softball, like I played in college, or soccer. It is a path that gives you an opportunity to see the world, meet people from different walks of life, but share a common love of a sport. And I think that's incredibly special and rewarding.
What advice do you have for mom raising ambitious kid?
Well, first and foremost is, as their support system, we want to make sure. I would advise any parent to embrace your kids' dreams. There's nothing stopping them, and if you work together as a support system to help people achieve their dreams, you don't know how far they'll go.